Hello there. So you're new to driving and you're involved in an accident. What have you got to do? Well, let me cover a couple of things with you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put in the description at the bottom a checklist of what things you need to ask and ask for. That is. So there's two types of accidents. You've got a serious accident and a minor accident. So we'll deal with the minor one first. Now, one of the first things you've got to remember is keep calm. No one's been injured at that point. You know, a good example of a minor accident will be you're driving down a high street, everything's going fine, and all of a sudden a white van pulls out in front of you, or a car pulls in front of you, and you have to brake hard, but at this occasion you don't stop and you bump into them and you cause accidents to both cars. It's their fault. They should be giving way to you. You're on the main road, so try and keep calm. If it's safe there, then exchange details there. If it's not safe, then you have to drive onto a side road and exchange details. Now, what I mean by that is you need to exchange insurance details with each other. You need to give them theirs, they need to give you your information. If they haven't got their information, then you need the name and the address of the person who's driving. You need the reg number of the car. And even if they give you the insurance details, I still take them as a backup. So take the reg number of the car, the colour of the car, the make of the car, even how many was in the car. And I say, if you can exchange details there without moving the car, take a photo of the scene so it's visual evidence of what happened. Because if they try and say to their insurance company, well, I'd pulled out and I slowed down, stopped, and he just drove into me. But you can see quite clearly, you know, it's their fault. If you've got a dash cam, evidence, isn't it? Video evidence. If no one's been injured and you've exchanged all the details and it's safe to move on, then that's fine. By that I mean no one's been injured, no animals been injured, no property's been injured, then you can move on. But what you need to do is contact your insurance company. Now, the other thing you need to remember is if you're involved in a serious accident, and that's one where when the accident happens, there's a lot more impact, someone's been hurt, you're going to have to call an ambulance, or someone's going to have to call an ambulance for you, call the police. The other thing you've got to remember also is still take witnesses if you can. If you're not seriously hurt, get witnesses of what happened. Get someone to take a photo of it there and then. The police are going to be on the way. You're probably not going to be able to move the car at that point. And the ambulance is going to arrive in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And if you've got a, like I say, dash cam, it's evidence. You need to get the insurance details swapped with you and the other person who was driving. Make a note again of the reg number, the colour of the car, the make of the car, how many was in the car, whose fault you think it was, what time of the day it was, and also weather conditions, the condition of that car. Is it in good condition? Is it roadworthy? Is it ball tyres? Things like that. You know, have a quick look at it. Anything that kind of backs up why it's not your fault, then great. And the same sort of thing, because if police get involved, you get a reference number of the accident. When you contact the insurance company that evening, they'll ask for you, okay, well, have you got a reference number? Yeah, I've got the reference number of the police, so it's been reported. But don't forget, these accidents are far and few between, so don't try not to worry about them. But what I will do is I'll put a little bit of a list of what things you should be asking for at the bottom in the description. If you like the videos, click like. If you think it's helping you, by all means, great, pass it on to everyone else you want to pass it on to. Take care and safe driving.